Fairy Tail is back, and we're going home, everybody. I'll get to that in a minute. Starting at the beginning, we have the Goodbye by Diablos. And each member of the guild apparently has a different reaction to have Fairy Tail leaving. Skeleon and Kieran are both looking away in disgust, anger at the fact that they got their asses kicked constantly. Kira is currently trying to hold back Haku, who is basically trying to leave with Wendy. And everyone else seems to be pleasantly saying goodbye to the Fairy Tail Guild. Yeah, so Gray basically says, don't bother your human guild members. And that sets off an entire thing where Celine's like, do I bother you? Same gag as she did with Mitsuki before, where Mitsuki responds saying, no, not especially. And then Haku's like, well, she did kill our former guild master. Skelen's like, we don't talk about that. And pretty much the entire guild just starts ragging on their old guild master, basically referring to him as a tyrant. So everyone finishes their goodbyes and threats and such. And they basically go off to see Asmiya. Asmiya, once again, is somewhat at peace at this point with, the dragon gods and such. But, of course, they still gotta beat Varens and Ignia. And so he asks the Fairy Tail Guild, so, do you have any leads? And us like, nope, I got nothing. Well, we're gonna go over back to our guild for a bit to maybe get some clues there. Random, like, I don't know shit. So, back at Fairy Tail, the first thing that Natsu does is basically just start running around screaming, hello, hello. Goes over to the old master. Says he's basically surprised he's not a fossil yet. And Happy responds saying, not a fossil, a mummy. Like, basically, they're just ragging on the old man. And everyone's response is basically, we just saw you a couple days ago when we were taken to another country altogether. Yeah, so Juvia just goes and does her thing with Gray like she always does. Basically telling him that she thought of him so much she turned into him. And he's like, no, that's not how that works. And then he realizes, oh, that's how that guy's power works. All the guild members basically tell Wendy that she looks a lot more grown up. She says, I haven't grown at all since the last time you saw me. But what they mean is that she looks more mature. Like she's beginning to become more of a woman. So yeah, Loxus then reveals that he in fact did take out his dragon Lacrima, and that was apparently basically holding him back to his true power, which basically is true because he fucking destroyed Kieran. But yeah, everyone basically is like, wait, what? So you're even stronger now? Yeah, Loxus is a monster. Levy then starts to berate Gajeel for just disappearing, and Gajeel basically apologizes, but apparently their fight that they had at the beginning of this entire manga is basically just over with at this point. They're finally good with each other. Yeah, so Natsu mentioned that Lucy got stuck in a wall, and the two old men, oh god, they asked if Natsu, decided to have sex with her like that, and I was like, what? No, what? I got her out. What the hell's wrong with you? Even Natsu realized just how fucked up what they just said it was. So yeah, the guild basically does what it always does. Drink, eat, fight. Basically standard stuff we saw in episode 1. As she's leaving, Lucy basically remarks that it's always noisy, but it's never boring, which is very true when it comes to Fairy Tail Guild. As for Urza, she goes up to Master Magrath. So Urza wants to know if they have any books on 5 dragon gods, and Magrath says no. Again with the no. And Urza's like, well, what about in our library? Like, wouldn't it have records? We're guild's like 100 years old, isn't it? And Magrath is like, yeah, it is, but this place has been destroyed so many times that basically all of our old books are gone. Just within the story, the guild has been destroyed like 3 fucking times. So yeah, no, I believe that the books are basically gone at this point. I can only imagine what older generations happened. That guild probably got annihilated multiple fucking times at this point. I can't imagine there's really any written record of anything left. And then Magrath is like, well, there's a possibility, and then he gets cut off because we skip over to Lucy, who's currently walking her home, and of course she's on the banister right off the lake of the town, and the same guys who are always moving cargo through on their little boat say the exact same thing every single time, which is, Lucy, be careful, don't fall into the water. Honestly, it's nice to see this again. Like, this is very much an Easter egg for people who've been a fan of Fairy Tail for a long time. And she reveals how long it's been since they've been on the 100 Years Quest, since they left, all the way back when Natsu dragged her out of her home, which was apparently 1 month. So this whole story takes place in a month. And the thing is, Lucy is about to open up her front door to her home, and as you can expect, there's going to be someone waiting on the other side. Now, I expected it'd probably be Natsu or whatever, but no, it's the Sabretooth Guild. Sabretooth Guild are the ones waiting for Lucy and such. They're probably going to do it based on the fact that either they have their own goal, or they have a plan to help them with their 100 Years Quest, because apparently, because Magrath tells Urza, they might have records go back 100 years. Okay, so here's the thing. We're either going to get a mini arc with Sabretooth, which will be fine and all, or we're going to take on the Golden Dragon with Sabretooth, which would be better. Like, legitimately speaking, it would be a cooler story to have them tag along, because if we're being completely honest, at no point has the Fairy Tail Guild been able to defeat any dragon so far, dragon god, on their own. They've always needed help from someone else. Like the water dragon god, he had his magic taken by the White Witch. Then after that, There was a giant fucking battle royale happening with Diablos and the Fairytale Guild and the White Witch and everything when it came to... Oh, and Gajeel was there too. I mean, Jalal was there too, fight against the Wood Dragon God. And of course, the Earth Dragon God was defeated with the help of Fairytale combining with Diablos and Selena. So, once again, they've always needed help to defeat one of these guys so far. So, to defeat the Golden Dragon God, they're gonna need help, which hopefully is Sabretooth. And to be honest with you, I would like other guilds to get involved as well. The whole Grand Magic Games group all getting back together. At least all their top tiers, that would be great. But we can save that for the final dragon, Igna, because I guarantee he wants to resurrect the dragons. So basically, the entire world versus an army of dragons. That would be pretty cool. So we're either going to get all the Grand Magic Games guilds back in this arc, or just Sabretooth. Or we'll have a mini arc with Sabretooth and we'll do it on our own. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to need help to take on Dragon God, because we've needed it so far. And hell, we're also going to meet Diablo's guild again once they find the Athena. Apparently, it's needed to kill the Golden Dragon God, because he's apparently a celestial being at this point. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm ready for Sabretooth getting involved. That'd be great. More Dragon Slayers, the better. Plus, I'll be able to update my ranking of Dragon Slayers if these guys got stronger. Doing more ranking videos is always fun. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Fairy Tail and other anime things. Thank you, and have a great day.